What's up, y'all? It's Ty. In this video today, we're going to be doing a tier list of some of the best point guards right now in NBA 2K25 MyTEAM. Now, as we do dive into this thing, talk about it today, if you are new to my channel and have not yet, make sure you guys do smash that subscribe button. I, as always, do appreciate all the support on the channel. Whether we're doing tier lists, whether we're doing the no money spent, whether we're, wagering, whatever we're doing, I appreciate you guys watching videos as always. You guys are the reason that I'm able to do this. So thank you guys from the bottom of my heart. Even if you hate me and hate kind of what the king of the court situation, guess what? I love you and I appreciate you. God loves you. God appreciates you. Jesus loves you. Okay. So just wanted to get that out of the way. Let's get it for the point guard tier list today. Let's start it with Galaxy Open Big O. I mean, when you're ranking him on this list against some of the better point guards in the game, I think I've got to go C tier, looking at some of the other point guards. Do I think Oscar is perfect? No. Do I think he's overrated like, Carlo would say? No. I used him in my wager versus Carlo, 2 weeks ago. Oscar actually cooked Carlo pretty good. Like, Oscar is extremely good on this game. It just comes down to, at this stage, like, we've got point guards that I just think are just as good, if not better, than Oscar. And again, I'm not hating on Oscar. I actually don't mind the card. I don't mind his movement. I like what he gets into, but I think C tier is the right tier. I'm throwing Jason Kidd at the same tier. I used both of these cards in my wager versus Carlo, and both of them were extremely good. Again, it just comes down to, at this stage, when I'm talking about 100 overalls in the best of the best, I think C tier is where he goes. But if you got an unsellable Jason Kidd and are using him, Jason Kidd is a stud on this game. He absolutely is. Jason Kidd can definitely get the job done. Penny Hardaway up next. And here's the tough part. Like, do I think Galaxy Opal Penny is that much better than Oscar or Jason Kidd? Honestly, no. Do I think he's any better? Maybe slightly. I still am going to put him at C tier because I don't think he's that, much better, if at all, than, the Jason Kidds of the world, than the Oscars of the world. So I am going to put him at C tier. If you want to put Jason Kidd, or if you want to put Penny Hardaway at that B tier, it's not, an argument I really want to have, just because, again, I get why you're putting him there, right? He's taller. He's got a better player build. I just think offensively, he's the worst point guard there. Dark Matter D-Wade. I mean, the Pro Pass D-Wade I still think is probably C tier. Meanwhile, the free D-Wade probably D tier. D-Wade is still going to play a ton of defense. The problem that I have with Dwayne Wade, simply put, is this. Offensively, the card is going to struggle immensely. He is. Like, say what you want about D-Wade. Offensively, the card is going to leave a lot to be desired on the floor. So that's my main problem with the Dark Matter D-Wade. James Harden up next. I think James Harden is extremely good. Dark Matter James Harden gets the job done, released on very quick. I think defensively the card is actually underrated. I know some people might disagree with me on that, but I think James Harden on the defensive end of the side of the ball actually gives you quite a bit, being 6'5", decent frame. Again, offensively, I think he's one of the better point guards in the game. I'm going to go A tier for James Harden. Galaxy up with Zach LaVine, I think, is our first B tier card. The more I use Zach LaVine, the more I'm like, I like him. I don't know if I love him. I do think he's better than all the cards at C tier, but I'm willing to admit I think I gassed Zach LaVine a little too much when I was gassing him. Like, I've gassed Zach LaVine up quite a bit, probably too much, but I do still think the card is deserving of B tier. I still think Zach LaVine is a really good point guard on this game. Austin Reeves, same tier as Zach LaVine, B tier. If you're asking me Austin Reeves or James Harden, it is going to be James Harden. However, I do still think Austin Reeves is pretty solid on the game. I still think Austin Reeves is a card, if you can absolutely hoop with him. You can, have a lot of success with Austin Reeves. 100 overall, Michael Jordan, S tier, and really no ifs, ands, or buts about it. Michael Jordan is still to this day, I think, is he the best point guard in the game? I think he's at least one of the best point guards in the game. I think there are cards that can go out there and be nearly just as good as Michael Jordan, but I do think S tier is ultimately where Mr. MJ does belong. 100 overall, D-Book. Here's where things get tough, because I'm still putting him at S tier. Some people say D-Book sucks. I honestly think his release is hard to contest. And maybe that's me, but I think it's because of his wide base in which you can crab a lot with D-Book. When I played against D-Book, do I think he's quite as good as MJ? No. Do I think he is an S tier point guard? Yes. So that's where I'm putting him. S tier for Devin Booker. Stephon Castle, C tier. I think he's fine. I just don't think he's Zach LaVine, Austin Reeves level good. I think, he is probably that C tier or low B. Maybe low B is the right tier for him. I'm going to go high C. I think, maybe I got to move some cards down. Well, we'll look at it. Steph, F tier. All-Star Steph is not good. Shai Gilgeous-Alexander. Oof. I think I got to go low S. Because it's like, is Shai, and here's a debate people can have. Is Shai better than, you know, the Devin Bookers of the world. Some people would argue yes. I'm going to argue no, but I think it is a debate that needs, or that should be had. Like, I think it is close enough for that debate to actually be a thing. Again, I think Shay is extremely good on this game. I'd prefer Devin Booker. But again, I think it's a close enough to debate that, you know, people can have it. And again, I'm not going to sit up here and, you know, argue against it. Like, you can definitely argue it. Shay is extremely good on this game. Donovan Mitchell is extremely good on this game as well. Is he B tier? Is he A tier? I'm going to go B tier for Donovan Mitchell. I do think that's the right spot for him. Again, that's me with Dono. I've used the card. I actually think Dono is extremely, extremely solid on this game. But if you want to, you know, hate on Donovan and not have him at B tier, go ahead. You know, he is undersized. He's only 6'3". I just think Donovan Mitchell is a really, really good card. Galaxy Opal Cade, I'm going to go B tier. Right there with Zach LaVine. I've said it from the get-go. I do not think Cade is better than Zach LaVine. I've used both cards. And look, I have just as much success with Zach LaVine as I do with Cade. Now, that's an unpopular opinion because a lot of people really swear by the Cade Cunningham card. He is taller, probably gives you slightly better defense. But I'm just saying, from my perspective, from my point of view, I do think Cade Cunningham is basically just as good as Zach LaVine. Again, you could be higher on him, and that could be your opinion. But my opinion is both at B tier, and I think that's fine. I think that's, you know, reasonable. Galaxy Opal James Harden. I like Galaxy Opal James Harden. I'm going to put him at B tier. I think Galaxy Opal James Harden offensively is a beast. And I think defensively he can hold it down. Like, I get it if people don't want to hype up James Harden. I get it. Defensively he's not perfect. But I do think the card gives you enough to ultimately put him at that B tier. 100 overall Luka. I don't understand why people ever slandered this card. Ever. Like, I've played against 100 overall Luka. The card's incredibly good defensively. His release, I mean, no, it's not the best in the game, but it's just fine. He is deserving of S tier. I don't know what the hate is behind it. Magic Johnson up next. A tier. I don't think Magic is quite S tier. However, Magic is super annoying to play against. Defensively, he gets every stop. He you know, it can knock down shots. He can mash. He's so annoying to play against. However, I know for myself, I would not want to use Magic. He doesn't fit my playstyle. I want a 3-hunt with Magic Johnson. That's hard to do, especially like if he's your primary ball handler, which he should never be, but if he is, it's hard to do. Magic Johnson, I do think, is an A tier caliber point guard ultimately on this game. Next up, Gary Payton. I love me some Gary Payton, but he's A tier. I love Gary Payton, and I will stand by Gary Payton forever, but he is only 6'4". And so there are times where Gary Payton is a problem on the court. There are times. I stand by Gary Payton. I think the card's a beast of stud. But I'm just saying there are times when he is on your court where it's like, yikes, man. I just wish you were a little bit taller. Like, it's that simple. Especially if you're up against like a Magic Johnson. There are times where that can be problematic for you on the floor. Absolutely. I do like what he gives you, but I'm just saying it can be problematic at times. Jalen Green up next. This card gets gassed. I do think he's solid. I'm going to go B tier, though, because I'm taking James Harden over him. I'm taking Gary, and I'm taking Magic. Like, again, I get why people, you know, want to gas him, but I'm just telling you my situation with it. I'm taking the rest of those cards over, you know, Jalen Green. And again, it is what it is. I think Jalen Green is solid, but I just think people gas him just slightly too much. Again, that's my opinion on it. I really liked the Diamond Jalen Green when he came out, but I think times have changed. LaMelo Ball, I don't like. I'm going to throw him at B tier because, again, he is long, lengthy. It's just really that release. And it's weird because Eddie Curry's got the same, like, base, but it's just the upper LaMelo Ball that's weird. And maybe it's just because he's a point guard compared to his center as well. Could be a thing as well. But I do think B tier is the right tier for Mr. LaMelo Ball. Next up, J.R. Smith. I actually think J.R. Smith gets slandered too much. Do I love the card? No. But he's long, lengthy at that point guard position, and he's a dark matter with good stats. I'm going to go B tier. I think that's where he ultimately does belong. Agent Zero, C tier. The card's not horrible, not great. Brad Beal, I'm throwing him at F tier. The card stinks. D-Rose, D tier. I don't know why Carlo gasses D-Rose. The card stinks. Alex Caruso, A tier. And I don't care who you are. I will never, ever, 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 ever tolerate Alex Caruso slander, ever. I think Alex Caruso's a beast. I think Alex Caruso's a stud, and I don't know why anybody slanders it. His fade going right literally is so easy to time, easy green. Probably the easiest fade in the entire game to green with consistently. I'm telling you that right now. If you don't want to believe me, just watch my No Money Spent Squad series. Like, Alex Caruso is chicken. He plays great defense. He's 6'5". His catch and shoot release is solid as well. I don't know how anybody slanders Alex Caruso genuinely. I think the card is so good, so elite on this game, and I will gas Alex Caruso until I literally can't gas the card anymore. A tier. DeJounte Murray, I've heard really good things about DeJounte, but I'm going to go B tier. Again, I've heard really good things about him, but if you're asking me DeJounte or Alex Caruso, I'm taking Alex Caruso until somebody shows me that DeJounte Murray's better. And I've played DeJounte Murray. He's good, but he's not Alex Caruso. He's just simply not. Lonzo Ball up next. I'm going to go A tier. I'm going to say it right now. I think Alex Caruso is better than Lonzo Ball. Carlos says it, and it's kind of true. Like, normally Carlos wrong, but that statement right there is true. I think Alex Caruso is better than Lonzo Ball, which is crazy. Like, that's crazy to say because one's a dark matter, one's 6'6". Like, that shouldn't be the case, but it is. And that's the facts of the situation. Russell Westbrook. I don't know, man. Like, if y'all want me to gas Russell Westbrook, it's kind of hard for me to do. I'm going to go D tier. I don't think Russ is that great. Tyrese Halliburton. I mean, I got Hallie. I guess I'll go C tier because of the defense. But he's just not great. Like, he's 6'5". I feel like release is a little baited. Hallie's just not great. Dyson Daniels. Dyson's good. Is he as good as Alex Caruso? I think he's close. I think I got to throw Dyson at that A tier. And I prefer Alex Caruso, but I think it's close. And I think it should be talked about how good both of those cards are. If you are balling on a budget and like defense, Dyson Daniels and Alex Caruso should be your point guards. You could argue DeJounte Murray, but I mean, I don't even think you need DeJounte. I mean, get those two cards. I think you're going to be pretty pleased with what you get. John Wall, I'm going to go B tier with John Wall. I think his release is too hard for me to consistently green with. If you're green with John Wall, that's fine. Use the card. But his release is super quick. But I struggle to green with Wall. And because of that, I can't consistently put him up there with, the greats of this list. I just can't. If you love John Wall, do what you got to do. I'm just saying, for me personally, I don't green enough with the card. I just don't. Again, I use John Wall consistently. I do not green enough with the card. I just don't. Next up, Rafer Alston. Man, gross. I guess I'll go D tier, but he's not good. Like, Rafer is not good. He is a card you can use, I guess, but he's just not a great card on this game, ultimately. Steph Curry, 100 overall, I think gets slandered way too much. I'm going to go B tier with him. That's gassing. I'll go C tier. I do think I'm going B tier. He's 100 overall. He's 6'3". He's got a quick release. I'm going B tier. I don't care. Like, if you give me 100 overall Steph, I could cook with him. I promise you. Yes, I know, like, yeah, his release, isn't, as maybe fluid as some of the other guys. But I think, he is B tier good. He's 100 overall. He has literally every stat, every badge you could ask for. I just don't get why people consistently hate on Steph. I do think B tier is the right tier. Kemba Walker, F tier. The card stinks. Victor Oladipo, D tier. I genuinely do not think... I guess I'll go C tier Oladipo. I don't think he's that great, though. Like, genuinely speaking, I do not think Victor Oladipo is that great on this game. C tier is where I think the card ultimately does belong. Juan Dixon, I actually think is solid. I'm going to go B tier with Juan Dixon. Do I think he's worth getting in the event? No, but if you got Juan Dixon, you got a stud of a point guard on this game. Dante DiVincenzo, people gas him so much. I'm telling you right now, people gas Dante DiVincenzo so much. He's fine. But I'm going C tier with him. He's fine. And I know HTB is going to be mad if he ever sees this, but he's gassed. I don't think Dante DiVincenzo is that good, and he's a Timberwolves legend. I don't think he's that good. Penny Hardaway, S tier. Probably your best point guard on this list. I don't know. I've not used Penny, so it's hard for me to, compare him to, like, the Michael Jordans of the world. But I do think S tier is where Penny Hardaway ultimately does belong on this list. Is he, the best point guard in the game? That's a debate to be had, but he is S tier 100% of the time. Jeremy Lin, people gas him for no reason. C tier, the card's not great. Bronny James, not great either. C tier. And again, you could argue B tier with both those guys. I just don't think they're great. Exum, D tier. I don't think he's great. Chris Paul, I'm actually going to throw CP at C tier. I wish I could be higher with Chris Paul. But at the end of the day, I realize Chris Paul is just undersized. I understand it. I get it. I want to gas him, but I'm willing to admit he is not, one of the better he's just not one of the better point guards on this list. And I'm willing to admit that. Do I wish I could be higher on Chris Paul? Absolutely. I think Chris Paul is a fun card to use. I think the card's fine. But I'm willing to admit, he's not one of the better point guards featured on this list. That's going to wrap it up for our tier list today. Let me know your thoughts on it. I went through it somewhat quickly, but again, I got through everybody I wanted to get through. S tier, A tier. I'm comfortable and confident with this list. So let me know your thoughts on it. Drop a like on the video. Subscribe if you are new. And as always, man, I love you guys. Have a blessed day.